So, everybody, this is a pretty damn good chapter. I mean, it kept me surprised, on the edge of my seat. There were many differences here and there between the anime and the manga in this chapter alone, but I still liked it, and I think Toyotarou did a good job. But before you even press that dislike button, I know that some people say that Toyotarou dropped the ball on this one, or on some parts in the chapter. I don't think that at all, but I understand where they're coming from, and I do have my own stance on it. And I was going to go into it later, but it's literally one of the first thing in the fucking chapter, so let's go through it. Time travel. First of all, little tidbits. Obviously, Goku's going to be learning the Mafuba, and Vegeta's going to be going in the Room of Spirit and Time. However, the main difference at this point is, Bulma mentioning time travel. However, it makes sense. It's a contradiction, supposedly, and I'm going to actually not agree with that, but I can't find any information to, disagree. Because, well, the wiki is basically shit. It has both good and bad information, but they're so finely mixed, you can't tell them apart. And Kazenshu, the only good source, I can't navigate that shit. Like, as bad as the wiki is, at least you can navigate it, but unfortunately you can't take it seriously. So I think, we need the best of two worlds, and that supposedly was happening, and probably still is, and it probably takes a really long time. So we probably still won't see that anytime soon, and it is not around for me to use today. But what Toyotarou puts down in time travel is that it is not the future per se they're traveling to. It's the future of a parallel world, a parallel, not universe, but parallel timeline. And because of that, it doesn't work as easily. Like, Toyotarou said that if they change the configuration, then, they won't be able to go back. Now, while that is somewhat contradictory in some ways, for example, the Android saga, when Trunks came during Frieza's, return, and then came back during, when Dr. Gero and Android 19 were around, while 3 years obviously passed for the main cast, we don't know if time passed at all for Trunks. That's the thing. So we don't know if any configurations were done or changed or anything of that nature. Plus, Akira Toriyama was writing by the seat of his pants at that point, with his editorial with his editor basically taking control of the arc. And we all know that by now from the small changes from Gero and Android 19 being the main villains to Android 17 and 18 to finally Cell. None of that was Toriyama's, intention. So in the end, it's kind of hard to tell. Plus, as much as the configuration thing contradicts, it was, I think, mentioned in the anime in Dragon Ball Super anyway. So, neat. But not in this context. I mean, I like, in another context, how Trunks came back to their particular alternate timeline. Because it's a time machine. The fact that after, so many years, Trunks could come back to that specific timeline is basically, nonsense. So, in a way, this clears that up while throwing out almost everything else. And I'm okay with it, because out of all the contradictions, at least this one explains itself and makes sense. It's a contradiction. Just a huge contradiction. And I'm fine with it. Perfectly fine. It doesn't break the chapter for me. Even if it is the first damn thing that the chapter pulls out. On top of that, we also see that Supreme Kai is going to bring Gowasu. Now, that's understandable, because Gowasu will be needed at some point in the future. Pun intended. But, that's just one thing. However, we also get to learn that, Whis says that the future Whis is probably suspended because when the, God of Destruction dies, the angel that's serving it, its facilities are suspended. So, we already knew that part from the anime. For anyone reading only the manga, we're all in with that. And, Goku's like, I gotta do the Mafuba. Vegeta's like, I'm gonna go fuck up the room with Spirit and Time. Fuck Super Saiyan Rose. And we've returned to the future where Trunks is getting his ass handed to him. Fine. Trunks, that's usually what Trunks does. He gets his ass handed to him. Not this badly usually, but it does. And she's kind of useless, but she still thinks she can do something. So she tries whacking him with a gun. That's neat. But, the fight's completely one-sided. Even trying to use a solar flare again doesn't work, because Future Zamasu finally heals from his wounds. And shit goes south. Black literally just toys with Trunks. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. I mean, Trunks just getting tossed around isn't really anything new. So when Mai tries to step up to the plate again, rather than do that right off the bat, we get Gowasu jumping in. But before I do, let me just say, it's fucking beautiful. The look on friggin' Goku Black's face and Trunks' face is very detailed. And it still feels like Akira Toriyama's work. So bravo, Toyotarou. That's got some, points in my book. But here's where the big change is. Gowasu and Supreme Kai intervene now instead of the final fight. That's one of the first really big differences other than that contradiction. Because now they take them to the future world of the Kais, which is empty due to nobody living. And of course, we got other stuff such as all the Earthlings being dead now. There's no little cute kids. There's no resistance force. There's no future Yajirobe. Meaning that future kiss scene between Trunks and Mai is kaput. None of that's going to happen. We're not going to see Goku say that he's never kissed Chi-Chi. There's no way that can happen with everyone else dead. That being said, the ending of the arc will be vastly different for two reasons that I won't explain here. I'll put that in a separate video. Mainly because, for anyone who is only reading the mangas, minusculas of population as it is, this is a manga review. Let's keep it at that. But if you guys want to see that, I'll probably make that sometime this week while it's still fresh in my mind. But back to changes. Gowasu actually, believe it or not, tries to talk some sense into Goku Black due to the fact that, he is killing all of humanity. And it's not working. It's not working out. Like, Gowasu does realize he's already been killed multiple times, right? Sure, this version of Gowasu hasn't died yet, but he is aware that he died. He is fully aware of him dying. So, this just seems like futile suicide to me. And at first it looks like he's gonna go, peacefully, but obviously, Goku Black was gonna Kylo Ren his ass. So if you guys don't know what I mean by that, then you guys have not watched Star Wars The Force Awakens. You guys need to watch that, but that's not the point. The point is, Gowasu is either dead or mortally wounded. Something that, if he dies, will be vastly different for reasons I can actually go into in the manga review, which one would obviously be the universe survival arc. Like, if he's not there, then what's the Supreme Kai gonna be for Universe 10 in that arc? And then there comes another question. Like, what happened to the hierarchy of Supreme Kais? I'll go into that as well in another discussion. We're going to be making a lot of discussions this week of Dragon Ball Super. I don't have a lot to do in my life. Today's going to be a very busy day, but after today, it's pretty much smooth sailing. So, basically, it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, Gowasu is injured. will Goku and Vegeta, who have finally finished their training, be able to, make a difference? Will they bring Kibito or Sensus and heal Gowasu? Because that needs to happen. That absolutely needs to happen for not the rest of this arc, but the arc afterwards, to have some sense. Although, to be completely honest, Gowasu matters more in this arc than the next arc. Mainly because I'm pretty sure out of all of the Supreme Kais, as much as we don't have to go into his character during the next arc, because he's already been an established character, he probably won't get touched up on at all. Although I will be intrigued to see what Universe 10 can bring up as fighters. Nonetheless, it is what it is. I gotta stop saying that. But thank you guys for watching. What did you guys think of this review? Did you agree with me on terms of, the time travel? Are you also confused by it? Or what do you think of the fact that we can't really get any good Dragon Ball information other than other sources, such as basically Kazenshu, which is literally only decipherable by the creators and full, constant users such as Herms, Geekdom 101, Rhyme Style, those guys. I am not one of those guys. It's pretty damn hard to get your information if you're a smaller time YouTuber or just a casual fan. So, place your thoughts on all of that, in the comments below. And also, tell me what you guys thought of, the anime. No, don't actually. Save those for the discussions. Tell me what you guys want to hear in the discussions. Because, like I said, I will be now doing 2 new discussions that will be very, very detrimental. One which will be touching on Gowasu, and not Gowasu, but the Supreme Kais. And shit, what was the other one? Well, I don't remember now, but when I go back through editing this video, I'll remember. And there will be a discussion on it. So, what do you guys think of those discussions? Not that they're made yet, they're not. So, yeah. See you guys next time. Smalls out. Peace, guys.